My name is Karl Anderson, and I'm a freelance set designer in Louisville. Also work full-time at Actors Theater. So knowing that we needed 3 locations and projection surface, that was sort of the jumping off point, and I did 4 or 5 schemes to see really what David Roth was interested in, and sort of hit upon this, having monuments. We call them panels. They're sort of totems, and they have relationships with each other. They lean towards each other, and there's gaps between them. And so he really liked sort of the scale, which Chuck also impressed upon me, is that in opera, which I'm not familiar with designing, there's the scale of everything is really important. So the height, we were ballparking 22 feet, basically, so that projection could be really just have a scope to it. And so knowing, sort of jumping off from there, then my challenge was to kind of come up with the ground plan, and I looked at some modern architecture, specifically Frank Gehry and Danielle Libeskind, and there was a lot of sort of angularities, a lot of crystalline structures, which sort of bled into the color, because looking at the ground plan with a lot of these stark angles and these looming pieces, it lent itself to sort of a winter theme in a way, and not that emotionally that's going on, but there's an icy blue color was the overriding thing, which multi-purpose function was that for a projection to work really well, you want it light colored. And this is sort of an example of how the projections are going to work. A scene where they walk on the Golden Gate Bridge, it'll just be sort of a full stage video projection essentially, and then lots of other variations on that theme, like with having 3 different locations at the same time. The platforming that gets legged up to 8 feet from the stage floor, so the mother character, Maddie, will be pretty much living on this the whole time. She comes down to perform with the orchestra for a number where she's in sort of a cabaret musical theater situation, and her daughter's waiting in her dressing room, which is back up on this platform. And I think they might have one more flat to construct. One of the other ones is in pieces against the wall right over there. You can see how it's pretty much ready to ship. They still have to stretch the fabric on there, and there'll be probably a creative way for Daniel to paint them all together, probably mostly with an airless sprayer technique. We'll end up having sort of a scumbly technique, a little bit of a lot of painted texture essentially instead of physical texture.